Good morning, everyone. Myself, Palki Thakuria, roll number B1629. Today, we are here to present our project on design and analysis of 5-level MLI, that is multi-level inverter, guided by Mr. Jagabandhu Maji sir. So, our contents are introduction, limitations of conventional inverters, then multi-level inverter, right, then switching pattern of this multi-level inverter, then PWM generation, simulation model and results, conclusion and future work, and then references. So introduction. So the main goal of this project is to produce multi-level inverter with less harmonic content and with less number of switches and DC sources. Basically, the inverters convert DC input voltage to AC output voltage with a desired magnitude and frequency. In general, the converters have to be designed to obtain a quality output or a current waveform with a minimum amount of ripple content. Ideally, the output voltage waveform of inverters should be sinusoidal, but in practical, it is square wave or quasi-square wave. So, to get better waveforms with low harmonic distortion, multi-level inverters are used. They generally starts with a level of 3. The topology we are here using is cascaded 83, and the modulation technique is sinusoidal pulse width modulation. And the number of output voltage we are getting is 5, that is 5-level multi-level inverter. The next one is limitation of conventional inverters. The classical 2-level inverters produces output with level either 0 or plus VDC or minus VDC. Conventional inverters, mainly 2-level inverters, are used to obtain a controllable voltage. The 2-level inverter is a circuit which consists of sources with some amount of voltage and many switches for controlling voltage or current. However, they cannot be used in high power and high voltage applications as they have some limitations in operating at higher frequency. It is mainly due to switching losses and constraints of power device rating. The next one is the output voltage waveform of conventional inverters is non-sinusoidal and contains certain harmonic. That is, the harmonic distortion of harmonic distortion is very large. According to IEEE standard, KHD must be less than 5%. So in 2-level inverter, the obtained output waveform is square wave, and but the desired waveform is sinusoidal. So there will be some deviation from the obtained waveform. So this deviation is not desirable, and it is called total harmonic distortion. This is where the multi-level inverter are advantageous. The next one is large capacitor will be connected across the DC source, which is costly and require more space. So due to these types of limitations, we are using multi-level inverter to get output waveform of improved quality. So next one is multi-level inverter. So why multi-level inverter? Basically, the multi-level inverters are increasingly being considered for high power applications. Nowadays, many industrial applications have begun to require high power. Some appliances in the industry, however, also require medium or low power for their operation. So we are using multi-level inverters. They can operate at higher output voltages. Multi-level inverters produce low levels of harmonic components in the output voltages. They are preferred to conventional inverters because it is capable of producing output in step staircase form. But if you see in conventional inverters, it is somewhat like step output, which is capable of producing the plus VDC 0 and minus VDC in that form. But multi-level inverters are capable of generating a staircase output which is nearly to sinusoidal output, and it generates low distortion, that is total harmonic distortion is reduced. The next one is they can be used in medium to high level applications such as high voltage and medium voltage motor drive, high voltage DC transmission, etc. Next one is advantages of multi-level inverter. First one, reduced harmonic distortion. Multi-level inverters, as I explained before, can generate the output voltage with uh, very low distortion because of increased number of voltage levels, which leads to better voltage waveform of output. Next one is input current. They can draw input current with low distortion. Third one is switching frequency. Multi-level inverter can operate at both fundamental switching frequency and high switching frequency PWM. However, it should be noted that lower switching frequency usually means lower switching loss and higher efficiency. So another advantage is that in case of multi-level inverter, lower voltage rating devices can be used. The next one is disadvantages of multi-level inverter. Though multi-level inverters hold good features, it also holds some disadvantages. It has complex structures. Here we are using the topology of cascaded H-bridge multi-level inverter. In cascaded H-bridge multi-level inverter, separate DC sources are required for each of H-bridge. The next one is higher component count. It utilizes more input sources. And the next one is higher cost. So the next point is multi-level inverter structure, which will be presented by Rashmi Payeng.
Hello, sir. Now I will explain about the types of multi-level inverter. There are three types of multi-level inverter. The first one is cascaded H-bridge multi-level inverter, and the second is diode clamp multi-level inverter, and the third is flying capacitor multi-level inverter. In cascaded H-bridge multi-level inverter, it uses multiple units of H-bridge cells. It is connected in series to produce AC voltages. And in second diode clamp multi-level inverter, it employs clamping diode and cascaded DC capacitors to produce AC voltage wave. And in the third, here in flying capacitor MLI, it uses capacitors. It is of a series connection of capacitors clamp switched cells. Here, in our project, we dealt with cascaded H-bridge multi-level inverter. So the reason why we suggest cascaded H-bridge is it requires less number of components as compared to diode clamp or flying capacitor multi-level inverter. And the second reason is circuit layout and the packaging is possible because each level is having the same structure. Now, now here is the circuit diagram of cascaded 5-level MLA. Here we can see that basic building blocks of cascaded H-bridge inverter is H-bridge. Here our level is 5, so we are connecting two H-bridges together. The switches S1, S2, S3 to S8 are electronic switches. Nowadays, the cascaded MLI IGB. In our project too, we have used IGB as our switch. It also has a DC sources represented by VDC1 and VDC2 of equal voltages. Here is bridges produce levels of output voltage. These are 0 and VDC plus VDC, and the third one is minus VDC. So for two H bridges, output voltages are plus 2 VDC, plus VDC, 0, minus VDC, and minus 2 VDC. Now I will explain about the switches. For understanding purpose, consider the first H bridge, the upper one. If S1 and S4 is turned on, the voltage across the load is plus V. As current flows from S1 to S4 to the load, that means output. Then if S2 and S3 if S2 and S3 are turned on, the reverse will happen. So this time the voltage we got is minus V. And if we turn on S1 and S3 or S2 or S4, we will get 0 volt. So now comprising whole of the circuit means both the H bridges. If S1, S3, S5, S7 is turned on, we will get 0 volt. And if S1, S4, S5 and S8 turn on, we will get minus 2 VDC, as both of the VDC will add up in the resultant output voltage. And the next is S2, S3 and S7 and S6 turn on, the resultant voltage is minus 2 VDC. And if S1, S3 and S5 and S8 turn on, we get plus VDC. So then after it, if we turn on S2, S4, S6 and S7, then we will get minus V. In this way, we get our desired voltage level. So further explanation will be given by Niharika Devi.
Pulse width modulation, a large number of modulation techniques have been developed for harmonic reduction. The main aim of the modulation strategy of multi-level inverters is to synthesize the output voltage nearer to the sinusoidal wave. A very popular method in industrial applications is the sinusoidal pulse width modulation. It is a technique to reduce the overall harmonic distortion (ESD). The general purpose of PWM is to control power delivery. PWM can be used to control the amount of the power delivered to a load without dissipating any wasted power. In this method, a fixed DC input voltage is given to the inverter and a controlled AC output voltage is obtained, which can be obtained by adjusting the on and off switch of the inverter components. This is the most popular method of controlling the output voltage. The main reason of this popularity is that the output voltage waveforms in MLI can be generated at low switching frequencies with high efficiencies and low distortion. Next slide. Generation of PWM. In this, here is a block diagram how to generate pulse width modulation. Here we have modulating signal, and by based on that modulating signal, we can generate pulse width modulation at the output side. The circuit consists of a comparator where the non-inverting input is connected to the modulating signal and the inverting input is connected to the sawtooth signal, which is also known as chopping signal or triangular signal. Next, next slide. The comparator compares the two signals together to generate the PWM signal at its output. That is, comparing modulating signal with sawtooth signal, we can get the PWM signal at the output. Its output is high only when the instantaneous value of xt, that is, the modulating signal, is higher than the sawtooth signal. That is, if modulating signal xt is greater than sawtooth waveform, then there will be positive PWM output. If modulating signal xt is less than sawtooth waveform, then there will be negative PWM output. In this figure, we can see that the PWM output is given with respect to reference. In this case, modulating signal xt less than sawtooth waveform. In this case, the PWM output is equal to 0 in place of negative output. That is possible if we use a additional circuit, that is a clamper circuit, to the end of the PWM output block diagram. Then what is clamper circuit? The clamper circuit, it shifts the output waveform to the reference level without changing the shape. That is, when the negative cycle clamps or shifts above the 0 level, then the clamper circuit is called positive clamper, and when the positive cycle clamps or shifts above the zero level, then the Klemperer circuit is called as negative Klemperer circuit.
In this slide, this is our model for 5-level MLR without filter. Next slide. Here we did not use any filter, and in the next slide we introduce a capacitor in parallel with the RL load. Next slide. Next slide. Um, this is our output voltage waveform for 5-level MLI without filter. Here we can see our output voltage is 200 volt, and our current is about 36 ampere. And next slide. Here for without filter, our THD comes 32.88%. But according to IEEE standard, the THD is less than 5%. To reduce the THD, we introduce capacitor in with filter model to reduce the THD. Next slide. It is our current waveform for 5-level MLI without filter, and our current comes 36 ampere. Next slide. And for current, the THD is about 7.17% for 5-level MLI without filter. Next slide. This is our output power waveform, and the output power comes 7200 watt for without filter 5-level MLI. Next slide. This is our output voltage waveform for 5-level MLI with filter. Here the voltage is same, that means it is 200 volt. Next slide. But here the our THD is reduced. THD is reduced, and here by using a capacitor in parallel with the RL load, we get THD 26.86%. Next slide. This is our current waveform, and here the current comes 19 ampere. Next slide. This is our THD for current, and our THD comes here 6.40%. Next slide. And this is our power waveform, and the power comes 3500 watt. Next slide. Here we check the THD value by varying the value of capacitor, resistor and inductor. For the first value, we put load resistance 5 ohm, inductance 5 millihenry, and capacitance 300 microfarad. Then THD comes 32.88 for output voltage and 7.17% for output current. And in the last of the table, we put the load resistance is 10 ohm, inductance 5 millihenry, capacitance 3300 microfarad, and our THD comes 26.86% for output voltage and 6.4% for output current. So from the table we can see by increasing the value of capacitor, the THD got reduced. Next slide. Conclusion. By using the multi-carrier PWM method, the 5-level cascaded HV multi-level inverter is simulated. If we consider 2-level inverter, it has the lowest cost and weight in comparison with the other topologies. but it has very high THZ, and it is not practical to have an output voltage. By increasing the value of capacitor by using active filter, by increasing the level of inverter, THZ can be reduced. Next slide. Future work. It has been observed from the simulation result that the overall efficiency of the developed level inverter is 95%, which is more than the conventional DC to AC inverter. In future, we'll try to reduce THD by using active filters and by increasing the level of inverter. That means more than 5 level. Because here we found the THD 26.86%. By increasing the capacitance about 3300 microfarad, but in practically this for 3300 microfarad capacitance the cost is very high. So to reduce the cost, maintain the cost, we used active filter, and by increasing the level of inverter we will try to make more appropriate. Next slide. And these are the references for the help of this we made our presentation and report. Next slide. Next slide. Thank you.
What is the IEEE standard that you call PhD?
So less than 5%.
Okay, so it
Yes.
is in current or it is in voltage?
Sir,
In current,
we
there
got
should
for
be less than 50%, or in voltage, there should be less than 50%.
sir, actually we got for any experiment is at least minimum 5%. Less than 5%.
No, no. You see, TST means what? Total harmonic distortion, right? That means it is distorting from the fundamental by that much. That you can say that that much harmonic is present in the waveform. So it is in which waveform? Is it in voltage waveform or is it in current waveform?
So for this is in current waveform.
IEEE. That 5% is it in voltage waveform or is it in current
So so voltage.
voltage waveform or current waveform? So, or are you having any doubt?
So actually we I got that for any experiment. Actually I don't know for which voltage or current.
Okay. Then you check it out. But it
Okay,
is
sir.
in it told of 5% THT. It is in current or it is in voltage. Okay. In the conclusion slide, you have written that you will be uh, doing the reduction of THT by two methods. One is that you can increase the number of levels,
Sir.
right, in conclusion.
Sir.
And the other thing you told that you can use active filters. That means you can increase the value of the filter. Right? This is the third point. By increase the value of the capacitor or using active filter or by increasing the level of inverter. Right? That means from 5 level you are shifting to 7 level or 9 level, anything. So out of these two, which do you think will be having most impact on THT?
So by increasing the level,
By
uh,
increasing the level.
increasing the level we got THD reduced.
Increasing the level. Okay.
Or by
No, two things you were talking of, right? That you were
yes, active
increasing
filter.
value of capacitor, active filter,
No, sir.
and
Actually,
the level of
okay, sir. Actually, by increasing here, this is our one disadvantage that by increasing the level of capacitor
Hmm.
value, this is very costly. So we in future we will try to reduce the THD by using active filter or by reducing the level.
No, increasing the level also, that is also very costly. because by increasing the level, you have to increase four, 4 to 6.
Yes, sir.
For increasing one level, you have to add at least 4 to 6 switches.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is also costly.
Okay, sir.
Okay, then check it that how we will do the optimization over here.
Okay, sir.
So that
Right.
what you can do it. And the other way you can do it is that you can go for control strategy to reduce the TH.
Okay, sir.